Coming up on WLAS News, the Salvation Army kettle has been stolen. We will talk with the representative to bring you more.
And find out how an 84-year-old Christmas tradition is being carried out by one man's son.
And later, will we have a white Christmas? Our very own Crystal Johnson will let you know. All that and more coming up on WLAS News.
Good evening, and welcome to a special Christmas edition of WLAS News. I'm Heather Van Ruler.
And I'm Zach Trundle. We will turn now to WLAS meteorologist Crystal Johnson for a quick weather update.
Thank you, Zach. Today's weather is a bit warmer and sunny. Stay tuned for a complete weather update later in our broadcast.
We start off tonight with breaking news out of Sioux City, Iowa. A Salvation Army kettle has been stolen from outside a local restaurant. With the end of the fundraising season approaching fast, this theft has left the Salvation Army scrambling for more donations. Each year, men and women around the country volunteer for the Salvation Army. Shaylee is on site to tell us more.
Thank you, Zach. The main goal of the Salvation Army is to spread the message of Jesus Christ and to meet various human needs across the world. Volunteers stand next to their famous red kettles, ring bells, and collect donations all through the holiday season. The Salvation Army is not as concerned about this incident because future donations will make up for the loss. Victoria joins me here at the Sioux City Salvation Army Center. So, first off, what happened today?
Well, at 10 o'clock this morning, a local woman stole a red kettle from the front of Morgan's Morning Cafe. This incident happened when the volunteer who was manning the kettle stepped inside to warm up with some hot chocolate. As he stepped inside, the woman cut the chain with a wire cutter and proceeded to run away with the stolen kettle.
So, I hear there are some legal reasons going on here. What are some legalities that will happen to this woman?
Well, we first have to find this woman. We are talking to police and to any witnesses who might have seen this event happen. We're also sending out information to the local media to ask the public so they can help us locate the woman. If we do find her, however, we will talk with our lawyers and find a plan of action.
It's my understanding that there was some money left in the kettle. How much was in the kettle, and will it affect the overall fundraising goals of the Salvation Army?
Well, there is an estimated amount of $25 to $75 in the kettle. Our campaign goal is one of $750,000, so it's a much greater amount. Right now we're at a little over $325,000.
Is there anything else you would like the public to know?
Well, if the public has any information pertaining to this situation, please call 1-800-534-8678 or call your local police department. As a representative of the Salvation Army, I would also like to thank everyone for their continued support in this situation.
Thank you, Victoria. Once again, that number is 1-800-534-8678. Please contact the Salvation Army with any information you may have. We would also like to remind everyone that the holiday season isn't over yet, and the Salvation Army is not done with their fundraising goal. They will gladly accept any donation you have and any donation you're comfortable with giving. Reporting from Sioux City, Iowa, for WLAS News, I'm Shaylee Stortz.
Hopefully they will find the person who stole that kettle.
I hope so too. It'll certainly be interesting to see how the story plays out. We will keep you updated as we receive more information. One neighborhood has gotten a little too festive this year. Orange County emergency officials are unhappy with the neighborhood Christmas display. The lights are strung across the streets, and the local fire departments there are afraid the lights will cause a fire, potentially blocking emergency vehicles. But residents say they have no plans to take them down, despite warnings that they could be fined or even prosecuted.
Instead of reindeer rides, children at an annual Christmas celebration had to settle for donkey rides. Two reindeer, Humbug and Cracker, were set to make their appearance in Newberry last weekend when things took a wild turn. Humbug jumped right out of his cage and ran towards a busy supermarket. Police were able to catch him in a nearby parking lot, preventing any major injuries. Both reindeer have been brought back to their herd safely. Event planners say they hope to bring the reindeer back for Christmas next year.
We'll now head to Crystal for a look into what the weather will bring in the next few days.
It'll be a cold week for the holiday season. Highs will struggle today with readings into the single digits in most locations. Skies will be partly to mostly sunny except in the northeastern counties, where some clouds and some light snow will be possible. Any accumulation is expected to be light. Tonight, lows will plummet well below zero, and some places will reach the teens below zero. Readings will begin to warm Tuesday with highs of the teens and lower 20s. This will be ahead of another clipper that will move across the state Christmas Eve night into early on Christmas Day. This may bring an inch or two across the state at the time where another push of colder air following thereafter. Readings will moderate at the end of the week into Saturday ahead of another clipper system. That may brush the air with a few flurries. The big story will be much colder air that will follow into its wake. This will likely plummet temperatures back down below zero, possibly even the highs in some areas. Monday morning, the 30th, could be quite chilly. We'll keep watch on the coming days. Back to you.
Thank you, Crystal. It sure sounds like we'll have a white Christmas this year. In 1929, a man in South Yorkshire bought a Christmas tree from Redgate's toy shop. Every year he would put up this special tree and decorate it for his children to enjoy. The tradition of putting up that same Christmas tree has been passed down to his son, Douglas Hewitt of South Yorkshire. Hewitt was given the tree 62 years ago when he married his wife. He and his wife have been putting up the tree each year in their living room, where it shines bright for all to see. The tree has lost some of its branches over the years, but is still in good condition. Hewitt says that Christmas wouldn't be the same without their favorite tree that reminds him of his childhood.
Richardson Adventure Farms expects to sell 5,000 Christmas trees this holiday season, but it's the several dozen trees that they are giving away that will make the biggest impact. The farm is one of 750 Christmas tree growers across the country that will participate in Trees for Troops. Trees for Troops is a special program that delivers Christmas trees to more than 60 military bases in the U.S. and overseas. The fundraiser is specifically aimed at spreading the Christmas cheer to families and troops far from home.
Coming up after the break, our celebrity reporter is here with all the updates from your favorite entertainers.
And later, we'll take a look at the top plays for this week's games. We'll be right back.
So, what did your Rupert give you for your birthday last week?
Oh, you know him. He started fumbling with his words and then he was staring at the ground. But he did make my favorite meal.
Well, at least that was nice of him. But he really should do what my Nick does. He always gets me a gift from Fiona's Flowers.
Fiona's Flowers, what's that?
Well, it's a flower arrangement shop right here in town. It has every theme, from holidays to special occasions. Not to mention when you order, you can request what's written on the card. That's how he always gets past the stumbling words.
How do you order?
Well, you can just call at 1-800-555-3954 or just visit their website at www.fionasflowers.com.
Well, I definitely know where Rupert's going next time.
Delivery!
Oh, how nice! I also forgot to mention, he likes to surprise me once in a while, too.
Welcome back to this special edition of WLAS News. A new app on the market could replace the pen and paper list to Santa. This new app called Hello Santa allows children to tell Santa exactly what they want for Christmas. It allows children to have a Skype chat with the man in the red suit himself. The app might actually be replacing the hours spent waiting in line at the mall to sit on jolly old St. Nick's knee. This new technology does come at a price estimated at a little over $15. So, do you think you'll let your kids use this app?
I might be a little old-fashioned, but I think my kids are going to stick to the pencil and paper.
I, for one, feel like it is a great thing, so I don't have to wait in line so long.
We'll now turn to Tanner for a look at what's playing in the sports world.
Thank you, Heather. In football, snow will be a factor in the Packers-Steelers game this Sunday. The weatherman has up to 8 inches of snow for Lambeau Field in the forecast. Aaron Rodgers has still not been cleared to play, so the Packers will continue to put their faith in backup quarterback Matt Flynn. The Iowa Hawkeyes are getting ready to play in the Outback Bowl on New Year's Day. The team started off slow this year, but gained momentum as the season went on to finish with an 8-4 record. The Hawkeyes will face off with the LSU Tigers in Tampa, Florida, New Year's Day, with kickoff scheduled for 1 p.m. In college hoops, Iowa State men trailed by as many as 11 points in the first half of their game, but came back to defeat Boise State in 70-66 in the championship game of the Diamond Head Classic Wednesday night. The 14th ranked Cyclones are now 11-0 on the season, their best start ever. DeAndre Kane scored 23 points and hit a three-pointer with less than 2 minutes left to steal the win. Melvin Ejim had 15 points and 10 rebounds. Derek Marks had 23 points for Boise State. There was nothing smooth about Iowa's performance last night against Nebraska. It was jagged, irregular, and messy, but Iowa still managed a 67-57 victory against Nebraska in the team's league opener at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It was Iowa's first winning start in Big Ten play since Steve Alford was coach. And now for the play of the week.
Ashland answers back. They tie the game with a 3 with 4 seconds remaining. Back comes Winona and Easton Gamoki, this time hitting a full court shot at the buzzer.
Thanks, Tanner. I'm really looking forward to the Hawkeye game this weekend.
Well, I'm a Cyclones fan, so I'm looking forward to that Iowa State game.
Well, we wish good luck to both teams. And in other news, a Missouri man got his Christmas present a little early this year.
Dashing through the snow.
Ken Staley has been deaf for more than 50 years. And with advances in medical technology, he was able to hear his daughter sing for the first time.
Lots of people around.
His daughter Ashley is 15 and is a member of her school's advanced show choir. At their annual Christmas concert, her dad wore his new hearing aid and was able to listen to his daughter's lovely voice. And when we come back, he will finally be learning how to wrap a present.
Orion, I have a wonderfully wrapped gift for my wife, but it's still missing that little extra something to make it pop out under the Christmas tree. Do you have anything that could make it so that she'll notice it more than the others?
Well, I have the perfect thing for you. I have some gold ribbon here that you can add a little pizzazz to it. So if I can have you hold the end of it, you can straighten this out. Okay, so to start off, once that you have the middle found out on your ribbon, you can place it right into the middle of your present. And then you flip it over.
Okay.
Okay, so once that you have it flipped over, you're gonna twist your ribbon around. And you have a nice little knot kind of at the bottom there.
Okay.
And you flip it back over. And you twist it another time. So once as you have it twist, you can finally add the best part, your bow. So if I can have you put your finger right there for me. Okay. And you can make your loops now. And sometimes you'll have some ribbon, the ends will be longer than others, and you can just trim that off. And then you can straighten out your loops a little bit. And you'll have the perfectly wrapped present for your wife.
Well, that does look very good. I'm sure my wife will notice it more than the others. Well, my wife will sure be receiving some nicely wrapped gifts this Christmas.
It's about time. That's all we have time for tonight on this special Christmas edition of WLAS.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night to cover your news. Have a Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year.